Welcome to EWA's FIN-LYT podcast. EWA is a fee-only RIA based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We hope all listeners of this podcast will benefit as we deep dive into complex financial topics that we will make simplified for you. And we hope that this really serves as a catalyst so that you can make the best financial planning decisions for your family and also save time. Welcome, everybody. Joined here by Jamison. We are talking about, I think, one of the most important aspects of financial planning that's really I've never heard talked about in the context of financial planning is how behavior, how our brains work, and specifically, it's kind of a buzzword now, is how dopamine can affect your financial decision making and ultimately affect the results of your financial plan and just the happiness and peace of mind that you have, during the journey. So, Jamison, give us an overview. What is dopamine and why is it so important?
So there's a bunch of brain chemicals that are in your brain: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. There's four main ones. I read a book called Habits of a Happy Brain. Have you read that?
No.
This was probably 4 or 5 years ago. I read this. What's the fourth? It's dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's a neurotransmitter.
Yeah.
And it's like motivation, reward anticipation, habit formation, learning.
Dopamine's the reward one. It's the pleasure. It's the like positive reinforcement on your brain base, essentially. So it's released during enjoyable activities. So a lot of different things. Encourages behavior.
Give some examples.
Winning, praise, sex, eating junk food, gambling,
all that. So in how we see this show up in financial planning, checking your portfolio every day, multiple times a day. Every time, that's a dopamine hit. These are, by the way, bad dopamine hits. These are like
spending.
These are ones
quick,
that control you. Spending quick,
like buying
trading
something
stocks
for pleasure. Yeah,
you think a stock's gonna jump up,
Yeah.
like Microsoft stock's gonna go up, or like what's been one reason? Oh, Tesla is down. Let's buy it.
Nvidia. It's pleasure. It's anticipation. It's any type of
any kind of FOMO, I would say, too.
Yeah.
Fear of missing out.
And we're in a society now where I'm not a psychiatrist, so this is not science based. This is just my opinion. It makes sense to me. I don't know if like our dopamine is like out of whack naturally, but we're in a society where we have cell phones and there's so much instant gratification 24/7 that it's like you're almost like you're in like a dopamine like overflow state all the time. You're overstimulated. We are naturally just like way overstimulated.
Yeah, and if you have wealth to go along with that,
Yes.
and you see something on a newsletter you like, a guy you try, it's like, oh, I need to buy this supplement or do this, and then like next thing you know, you have Amazon boxes showing up every day to your house because it's those are dopamine hits. Like I need to try this, I need to do that. It's it can get out of control quickly. And that doesn't even necessarily hurt your financial plan. I think that hurts the attention and intentionality you have in your financial plan.
Yeah, a psychiatrist told me this not long ago. It's like everybody now, maybe not everybody, but it's kind of like it's almost we're at a state now where baseline is ADHD.
ADHD is normal, basically.
Yeah, because of cell phones and instant gratification and everything, and that's just how we're wired now. I can go on my phone and DoorDash food and have food here in 10 minutes. I can buy something on Amazon and have Amazon delivered tomorrow. Whereas instead of like going out into society,
we need to tell the story
of what?
The DoorDash.
Hey, go for it.
So Jameson tells me one day it's snowing. And he lived in the downtown, the Strip District, and there was a Chipotle 2 blocks away. So he DoorDashed.
Literally out the door to the left.
He DoorDashed Chipotle. You better tip that gentleman. So good.
Well, it was cold. I was working, and I was in the like, my time's better spent working. I can spend the extra $5 to get the DoorDash delivered. So I gave him clear instructions. You come up to the door, you type the code in, you go up to the 10th floor, leave it right at the door, and yeah.
You better tip. You tipped him really good?
Yeah, I tipped him well, yeah. Always tip well.
Good. That was a dopamine decision right there.
I actually have deleted DoorDash because
I feel like good dopamine is like because the good dopamine is the anticipation, it's the journey, right? So the walk over there would have been a good thing for you.
Yeah.
I think your dopamine center just took over for you there.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Anyway, so let's just round out some background on dopamine, and then so reward and pleasure. Yeah, it's your motivation and drive. Higher dopamine levels are linked to motivation, focus, pursuit of goals. Not just about pleasure; it's about wanting or seeking a type of behavior, which that can be really bad. Learning and reinforcement reinforces actions with rewards and habits.
So some of the way it can hijack good planning is if you're chasing fads. So example, this would be like crypto, meme stocks. You're overtrading, increasing your lifestyle to think that's going to make you happier. You react emotionally trying to time the market. Those are literally textbook examples of like how dopamine can hijack your good planning. If your dopamine is at an unhealthy level, there are ways to make your dopamine a superpower in your financial plan, which we'll talk about next.
Okay. I was wrong, actually. This is interesting. ADHD means you have too little dopamine. You're distracted and you have low motivation.
Oh.
So then you'd take a drug to stimulate dopamine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Either way, concept's the same.
Yeah. So I think we hit on this a little bit. We were talking about this earlier. Just to like bring this, why this is relevant for wealth. Like I said before, wealth is a new thing for humans. Accumulating wealth is new. So like our brains and our dopamine haven't caught up to what wealth is today. Like if we were to rewind back a couple hundred years, there was no way you couldn't. I mean, we literally had gold like people had coins as currency. So if you were to accumulate 1 billion coins, like what were you going to do? Carry them around in bags? No, it's just not practical. There's nowhere to store wealth. So, back then we didn't have this wealth accumulation. Our brains are wired to how do we get people to like us and fit into the community and the tribe. And then fast forward, now we have this wealth accumulation. And so we use wealth to do that same thing. We use wealth to get that dopamine reward of I'm going to buy this car because my community or my tribe's going to like me.
You feel relevant.
And we haven't caught up yet to what to do with this accumulated wealth. And then technology has just accelerated that the last 100 years.
Yep.
Anyway, I think that's a good overview on what dopamine is. And
I think the dopamine is motivation. It's not the reward. It spikes when we anticipate something good, not when we get it. That's important to understand. So if the outcome's better than expected, it rises. If it's worse than expected, dopamine crashes. And once you have a baseline level, it's really hard. It's hard to reset that. We're always going to want to go there or above. So there's the crash after the spike. An example of that would be like gambling, drug use, something like that. And so I think the most healthy dopamine is the effort based, where you have to, create something. It's creation over consumption, right? So you create something, you're building a relationship, you're saving money, your hard work leads into a good financial plan. That's effort-based dopamine. That's really healthy. It's enjoying the journey. And so how that shows up in a financial plan is sticking to a diversified portfolio. Even when you see one stock just tripled, staying in the market, even during the ebbs and flows, the downs and the ups and the downs, having tough conversations, in a relationship when you disagree about finances. That's all the effort. And if you can make the effort, that is the reward. That's the anticipation. Then you can keep your levels from hijacking you essentially, and enjoy a happy life as you go. But this is literally through addictions, through gambling, through trading, trying to get rich. It is literally, we've seen it ruining people's lives. And it's more prevalent, I think, with the younger society, like Gen Z, millennials, because of the, of these. Of the phones and the scrolling and all the information overload.
So I think, you get, it's almost like this, there's never enough, you're always chasing something, and you're, that's kind of what, there's just like a cycle of dopamine, right? It's just continue.
Yeah.
And so, I think that, and this I think will speak to the people that listen to our podcast, is these really successful, higher net worth people that they kind of get stuck in that loop of I have to constantly chase, accumulate wealth, do things for, what my version of successful is. And someone told me about this poem that really puts this into perspective. It's when and what is ever enough? And the answer is it's never going to be enough. And so there's this poem, it's called Ithaca, not the place in New York, but it's the Odyssey, the Greek mythology stuff. And so the point of the poem, if you look it up and read it, it's great, is it's not about...
You want to read it to us right now? I'd like to hear it.
Okay. as you set out for Ithaca, hope your road is a long one, full of adventure, full of discovery. I don't know how to say some of these words. They're Greek gods. Laestrinogens, Cyclops, angry Poseidon. Don't be afraid of them. You'll never find things like that on your way. As long as you keep your thoughts raised high, as long as a rare excitement stirs your spirit and your body. Cyclops, wild Poseidon, you won't encourage them unless you bring them along inside your soul, unless your soul sets them up in front of you. I hope your road is a long one. May there be many summer mornings when, with what pleasure, what joy, you enter harbors you're seeing for the first time. May you stop at Phoenician trading stations to buy things fine, mother of pearl and coral, amber and ebony, sensual perfume of every kind. As many sensual perfumes as you can, and may you visit many Egyptian cities to learn and go on learning from the scholars. Okay, almost done. Keep Ithaca always in your mind. Arriving there is what you're destined for, but don't hurry the journey at all. Better if it lasts for years, so you're old by the time you reach the island. Wealthy with all you've gained on the way, not expecting Ithaca to make you rich. Ithaca gave you the marvelous journey. Without her, you wouldn't be set out. She has nothing left to give you now. And if you find her poor, Ithaca won't have fooled you. Wise as you will have become, so full of experience, you'll understand by then what these Ithacas mean. So it's all about
get a bunch of perfume. Is that the takeaway?
Yeah, it's all about the journey. There is no end goal.
Yeah.
You know, it's like don't chase this dopamine reward of the destination.
And I wrote 3 things down, like just high level. If I were to tell, my child, like, here's what to do with dopamine. Like, so 1, use anticipation to your advantage, set goals, enjoy the chase. Exactly what that poem, was referring to. 2nd, avoid any kind of fast hits. So, gambling, day trading, anything like that. Checking your portfolio every day. Instead, get dopamine from exercise, sunlight, novelty paired with effort, and then completing hard things with a purpose.
I was just say, let's talk about what you can do to like dopamine detox.
What are the biggest ways?
No notifications on your phone.
Check mark.
I've
done
that. Cold plunge, you do that, right?
Every day.
I don't do cold plunges. That resets your whole dopamine.
It's so cold though, and it's tough.
Yeah.
Like I said, at like 39 degrees.
No sports gambling.
Yep.
I just stopped. Say this out loud. I was addicted to the nicotine pouches. I stopped those.
The Zins.
Because I just realized I started it with the intention.
Yeah, you had those during meetings. That was where I was like, whoa. It probably helped you focus though.
Yeah, it is. It helps you focus, but you can only do like 2 a day, and I was doing way more than that. So I was like, well, this is not healthy. It became an addiction. So stopped that. That cleanses your dopamine.
Are you on a detox right now of Zins?
No, I've been off. It's been 2 weeks, so I'm good.
Okay.
Meditation. I'd meditate every morning. That resets you.
Good one. Yep.
Exercise. Any type of exercise. Sunlight, like you said. Time with pets helps. Walking a dog.
It's the simple things. I think that all of those things are so important because it's simple things that will lead to the happy life. And in a financial plan, it's the simple things that will lead to a good financial plan.
Oh, yeah, we should probably talk a little bit more about the financial plan. We were kind of going off on a tangent.
Yeah, no, those are all good things. But no, we've touched on it.
Okay.
Bad dopamine.
Don't check your portfolio every day.
Don't day trade. Don't chase stocks. Don't chase
spend
returns.
on things that are rewarding and fulfilling to you. Don't go for quick hits.
Yeah, I would say in general, like build wealth, don't build riches. Like riches are what people see. Wealth is what people don't see. Build that brokerage account, build that 401k, build that. But more importantly, like do it because you know what that money is going to get you. That's going to get you autonomy of your time, autonomy of peace, for peace of mind. It's going to provide for your family, the next generation, your kids, their college. Those are all the important things. Trying to get rich quick, it's going to teach a bad habit. And then if you don't know what that's for, why you're putting everything on the line just for the sake of, dopamine's like hijack your brain. So pretty simple stuff, almost impossible to execute. And I think that's why, studies have shown if you work with a personal trainer, if you work with an advisor, maybe the advisor is not going to beat the market, but if they just keep you on track, because it's so hard in today's society and we have clients, their plans change every year. It's like, set it on autopilot. No, You change jobs, you want to change a house, you need to renovate your house, your kid gets sick, and the list goes on. It's like, oh, we just met that person 6 months ago. We didn't. Yeah, every time we're addressing really important stuff because life is tough and it can hijack you really quick. And having an advisor that understands all the nerdy stuff, but also understands like the motivation, the action, what's most important to you is crucial to get the financial plan on track and to stay on track. That's the most difficult part. Is getting a plan to start because it's that inertia. It's really hard to start it. And then once it's there, it's just not getting sidetracked. It is the second most important, hardest thing to do. So any closing thoughts?
I'm just looking at my notes here that we didn't go through the notes, which is fine. I would make sure I hit on a couple of these.
I think we hit on most of them.
I was to say the one, it creates an overconfidence bias. Dopamine surges contribute to feelings of confidence and perceived control. So that's big on, if you're trading your own account and you're checking it all the time, you get overconfidence in your investment strategy.
Yeah.
Creates addiction-like behavior. We talked about that. Social status. We talked about that.
I like these final thoughts you have here. So build systems, automations that bypass emotional decision making, such as reverse budgeting, automatic dollar cost averaging. Having a set, distribution system if you're retired of what's safe, how are we distributing during, down markets so we're not ever experiencing actual loss. The second one you put here is huge. So what is that?
Create cooling off periods before you make a big decision, a big purchase. So
I think that applies to like if you're in a tough conversation and you're like upset, or if you're like thinking about making a big purchase, that's going to be obviously a detriment to your cash flow, like a big car, a house renovation, like. Think about it. Make sure it's not dopamine making the decision. Make sure it's your financial plan and logical part of your brain making that decision.
Yeah.
That's I can't tell you that's a huge one.
Last one, focus on your long-term goals.
Yeah. Visualizing, financial independence and saying we're going to enjoy the journey. We're going to enjoy life now. We're not going to stress about, being on track or off track, but we're going to maximize and make sure we have no regrets and make sure that we have financial security in the future. And good luck not letting dopamine hijack your financial plan without a support group, whether that's an advisor, a study group, friends. You got to have some accountability. I think here is key. So, but thanks for joining us and look forward to catching everyone next week. Thanks for tuning in to our podcast. Hopefully you found this helpful. Really hope this is as beneficial and impactful to as many people across the nation as possible. So hit the follow button. Make sure to rate the podcast and please share with any friends or family members that would also find this beneficial. Thank you very much.